So here we go. I'm going to figure out my Dota 2 hotkeys again. I have not casted this game for a while, so please don't hate me if I get something wrong. Just politely correct me, and I will get it right next time. I guess this is kind of a tune-up for me, as the TI qualifiers are coming up, which we'll be looking into casting quite a bit of. But we'll be making it through this draft. It's probably a good idea to go through and introduce our teams right now. So here on the side of Canton, it's going to be PMA Dota playing the Slardar. Slark will be handled by Will for Zoo. We've got Batrider, played by Enough. Razor will be played by Jericho. And then finally, the Crystal Maiden is going to be handled by Naps. Meanwhile, on the Dire side, it's going to be the Power Friendship team headed by Zaturk on the mid lane, Queen of Pain. We've got Kunkka. He'll be played by Konkle, Fidel himself. We've got Gigan. He's going to be the offlane Nyx Assassin. Troll Warlord will be Smax253. And then, of course, we've got ODB playing the Winter Wyvern, having a lot of fun, just puffing some smoke, riding on his back. He'll be on the Winter Wyvern. So pretty soon we'll be heading through this match. I like that they've changed the player names and HP thing a little bit. It actually looks a lot better now. So it's impressive, all these changes that finally they're making to the spectator UI. Got the net worth there at the top. It just has to be somebody that gives that little push. And sometimes that, well, more often than not, that's either BTS or Pimp Munkle. I remember when the fight recap was just introduced into the game. But, well, we've already introduced the players into the game. So let's just talk about these lanes. Jericho versus the Turk at mid. Razor hasn't gone for any kind of move speed to start, which is kind of interesting. It's one of those things that allows him to get a very nice lead in the mid lane, and he has gone static lane first. We see him taking the damage away from Queen of Pain, just sapping that out of there, and she goes blink first to try to play against that. Trying to get as many levels as possible here. And it might be a little bit difficult against PMA, who has the crush available. Not sure if they really want to go in on the Nyx Assassin right now, who has leveled up the Impale to start. Enough will be harassed out of the top lane by ODB, and Konko's going to throw in the Torrent, but it's going to be missing onto the Batrider, who just flies over to the side to avoid that one. So I like how the Turk has thought about this mid lane quite a bit, going for levels into the blink first. Sometimes you'll see Queen of Pains go for the Shadow Strike very early just to try to get some kind of harass advantage in the lane, but he goes right away for the blink to eliminate the damage that he'll take from static link. Or yeah, you see him throwing in the Shadow Strike there, which of course the Razor's able to counter with the Unstable Current. So both these heroes have certain ways that they can counter each other in this lane. It'll be interesting to see where they end up putting the levels later. ODB will be ready to pick up the Bounty Rune over at top. And Enough, he's going to make his way over towards the Bounty Rune on the opposite side. Now he does have the ward here, so he knows that this is pretty safe for himself to go to. Oh, Courier Snipe. It's hiding among the creeps. Is he going to be able to get it? One more hit will do it, but ODB, he's got to be careful now. He really can't take all that damage here, but he is able to just nicely fly up there, and of course that little llama is going to be sent over to the side. Now, Winter Wyvern does know where that... Oh, no, 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 no. You can't do that. Yeah, they know. They know they can't send it back over the mid lane, especially because the ward was giving the Winter Wyvern vision of where that courier was going and the timing of it. So very closely avoiding the snipe there. Winter Wyvern, I think, was just a targeting thing. It was among the creep wave, and it was just really difficult to be able to find that one among all of those other creeps. So a slight miss there, but at least nobody ends up dying. Gigan is at bottom with the Invis rune, so that should give him some pretty good access to some experience, at least on the bottom lane. I don't really think that there are going to be any sentries there. Enough trying to chase down Smacks, who has 6-7 napalm stacks on him. Is he going to be able to dive this one? Smacks is going to try to turn it around with some damage, but 8 stacks of the napalm. That's going to be the first blood. Enough takes it over Smacks at top. He will end up dying in return, but that's well worth it for the offlaner. As long as he doesn't take too many after that one, it is completely fine. Gigan uses the invis rune to make sure that he gets over to the pooled creeps there. And you see that the Turk is not putting as much priority into getting the Shadow Strike anymore. I think that's... I believe that's what Jericho is waiting for in the mid lane. Just as soon as the Turk goes for, anything. So he's going to be taking a lot of damage out of him here. He might even decide to dive it. Oh no, the Turk, you can't possibly do that! Oh no, he got a little bit greedy. Thought that he had the damage there, but the thing is, Razor was stealing so much of that from him. Like, even if he turns around and tries to contest that one, he really can't do nothing about it. I mean, he was turning around trying to put some damage onto the Razor, but he really was doing nothing there after all of that static link. He just had like 2 levels into that one. I would guess about 60 damage stolen at that point. That's just way too much to try to do anything with, especially, I mean, just so quick. 14 damage stolen in about 2 seconds, and that link was much longer by the Razor. I mean, sure, Zaturk was trying to turn around and do some damage, but really, the TP didn't come fast enough, and he couldn't really stay alive there at all. Wilferzu trying to go onto Gigan. That's a lot of agility stolen, but Gigan... Oh, wow. Okay, ODB is actually going to be taken out, and we've got a courier kill by the Batrider, most likely. We can't actually see what was on the courier now, but looks like it had already dropped his load before it got there. So it's so interesting to see how things work on the mid lane. And, you know, with Zaturk, he's prioritizing the Scream of Pain right now. You see that Razor's put the infused raindrop on himself, so he'll be able to get away from some of that magic damage. Nice pickup by him. They're definitely reacting to each other very well in the mid lane. I like to see that in a matchup. That's something I don't get to see in certain other games that I cast on a regular basis. But in Dota, you definitely do have the opportunity to adapt and, you know, evolve in regards to the matchup. So Turk does have the double damage rune bottled, and Conkle is here. They're going to start to go on to Jericho, who's pretty tanky right now, has the Ring of Aquila as well over at bottom, maybe trying to go on to Gigan a little bit. There's the leap. They should have the crush available, but Gigan, he throws down the impale to make his way out. PMA Dota is going to chase him, maybe looking for the crush, and he does get it, but there's just not really anything available from there, and of course, Conkle has made his way into the lane. Gotta love those question marks. There's a nice little haste rune for anybody to pick up here. Maybe saves it for Zaturk as Conkle goes up to the high ground, just forcing everybody away from that one. And yeah, Zaturk is going to go over there and pick that up. Level 7 right now. That's full levels into the Scream of Pain, and the Sonic Wave is available for him as well. So that could lead to some aggression from Power Friendship, but Zaturk's just going to walk right back over to mid, take some damage from the plasma field. I love how I always check. Like, I try to remember what the name is and then I check to see if I got it right or wrong. Definitely not as fast at this game as I used to be. There's a leap on the bottom. Gigan in some trouble, and oh no, that's not good at all. He didn't have to play Carapace anymore, but that Sonic Wave from Zaturk comes and cleans up both of them. And yeah, he's going to spout off some Russian here. Hastrian's still going. He's going to go forward, going right for naps. This Crystal Maiden is not very strong at all, and Zaturk chases it down, takes the triple. Oh, that's such a timely haste rune, and of course he gets both of them in the Sonic Wave as well. That's quite a turnaround from Power Friendship, and a nice boost for Queen of Pain as he's going to be even closer to the Veil of Discord. That's just what we come to expect out of Zaturk. We've seen a lot of Queen of Pain in the HSL so far, but never anything like that. Definitely knows his way around the hero. So maybe we'll be seeing even more antics like that in the future from him. But he is definitely doing quite well. Smax manages to take the kill onto enough at top, and that was only 5 napalm stacks. You've got your Bat Rider, not even level 6. Maybe he just waits for the lasso, and then he's able to secure that kill. But clearly Smax is a little bit more than a match for the Bat Rider at this point. Ooh, well, Wolferzu still manages to pick up the kill onto Gagan, as he kind of juked PMA Dota a little bit. Thought he might make his way back to the base. But Zaturk has finished up the Veil of Discord, so after that triple kill over at bottom, he's gotten an even bigger tool to help himself out here. So hasn't finished off his brown boots, but he is looking pretty good for this early game, and he even has the most last hits on the board. So clearly this Razor lane is something that he had a complete handle of. Now the question is, will Power Friendship make the decisions that they need to in order to come out on top of this game? And that's just really the big question. When does that feeding start? You really don't like to see it, but you have to be aware of those pressures on the teams. And this is the upper bracket final, so there is a lot of intense pressure on these teams right now, and they've got to be very careful as this game moves on. Queen of Pain no more Invis Rune, and the Sonic Wave coming up in 8 seconds. They might be thinking about the Razor. When it comes to a Razor pick, Power Friendship looks really good against it. Okay, Scream of Pain is down by Zaturk. Oh, but here comes Gagan. He's not going to use the damage from the Vendetta. The slow is there. Konko's going to be there as well. It's a gangbang on the mid lane, and Jericho isn't going to make it out alive. Zaturk manages to pick up that kill, even with the static link taking a lot of damage out of there. And yeah, he's going to continue to be very Russianly happy about that one. Sonic Wave still available for himself as well. Power Friendship right now looking very good in the early game. We're not even seeing the ults coming up on the supports just yet. 1 napalm stack onto Smax, looking for 2. He does use the battle chance, but that's going to be the last one pulling him back. Cold Embrace is going to heal him up, but he's still in the middle of that fire, and a Cold Embrace at a very low level is just not going to be enough. Gagan over at bottom, he is going to be killed off by Wolferzu, and Zaturk, he has not got enough mana to do anything to the Slark there. He will make it out. Taking a look at our early net, where Slark is making his way up there, but the Queen of Pain is in first place for now. Power Friendship losing a couple of kills there. Looks like it is going to be the Vladimir's offering first for Troll Warlord. And he's also gone phase boots first over at top. So that should increase the damage as well as make him pretty survivable, as long as he doesn't get Bat Riders jumping on him all the time. But Lasso, a fairly low cooldown ability for an ultimate. Ooh, Zaturk with another haste ring. He's going to be chasing down the Slardar over at bottom. Really, he just wants any kind of kill. There's a Veil of Discord, and Zaturk is moving way too fast. PMA Dota is not going to be able to stay alive here. Yup, one more tick from the dagger will do it, and Zaturk just runs in the trees. Now enough is here. Lasso in 15 seconds, but the Turk picking up the strength trait is going to be even a little bit more difficult to kill here. Just wants to focus on staying alive right now. Well, for Zoo, there might be a Vendetta if he's not careful. And yeah, Nyx Assassin is definitely going to take that. CS! Oh, can he get it? No, there's the Shadow Dance to get himself away from there. And the TP gets the Slark safe and sound out of harm. Oh, just needed a little bit more damage there, but there was no mana burn leveled up or anything there. Yeah, sometimes you just want that value point. Might have been able to get the kill, but you know, even then, the Slark doesn't have a whole lot of mana to work with. Over at top, Corrosive Haze out onto Gagan. Razor goes with a little bit more agility for his first talent. Here comes PMA looking for the crush. Gets the Corrosive Haze out onto another one, but there are 4 heroes over here at top. Can Canton High School get the defense that they want? This is the highest MMR average team in the HSL. But can they defend this? MMR doesn't get you everything, but it does definitely say a lot about your mechanical skill of the team. But they've just been a little bit outclassed right now. Enough going forward, looking for the flame break back. There's going to be a lasso there, but ODB, he puts the Winter's Curse out into the Bat Rider, but Wilfrezu is still going on the backside of this one. Here comes the Turk. He's taking some damage right now. A little bit of Frostbite from the Crystal Maiden, but Jericho trying to tank up in the middle of all this one. Wilfrezu, you have to take care of on the backside, and he is going to be taken down quite a bit. Nyx Assassin is going to be the one to fall. Wilfrezu gets taken back with the X. I don't know if he can get out of this one. He's trying to get over to the trees, and the Turk is still chasing him down. Smack's looking for the axes, but he's not going to be able to find them. Oh, that last rolling axe actually touches him by the tip, and Razor walks in, but the Troll Warlord is already gone. They're going to send in 2 TPs here. That's a lot from Canton to try to find them. They'll break the trees, but Troll Warlord is long gone. Great fight from Power of Friendship. Only losing the Nyx Assassin there. And they get a huge amount out of that fight as well. Conkle takes some damage from Razor, but he's already got his boat, as we saw in that last fight. Smacks 253. Walking back down the mid lane. I like that he's crumbling. Meanwhile, PMA Dota, he's very wistfully got the Blink Dagger in his quick buy. It's going to take a really long time for him to get that. It's a little bit of CS lull on the mid lane. So, I mean, obviously we can see where that net worth is going. Just a little bit in favor of Power of Friendship right now. This is the Turk so far ahead. He's got 1,000 gold on the Razor. His first item, it's been the Hood of Defiance, so he's really focused on some survivability against the Queen of Pain. Are they going to go for this one? Vendetta, Konkle's here. Jericho has to back up, but, you know, that's just what happens when you have a Kunkka walking in. Like, why the heck would a Kunkka be walking in onto a Razor? Well, only if there were someone else there. And Jericho very smartly knows that there is a Nyx Assassin on the other side, as well as a Queen of Pain, so... You know, he is tanky, but he might not be that tanky. But he's going to walk right back in, ready with the Vendetta. There's the hit, and, you know, a Hood of Defiance already popped here. There's a Torrent, looking to get the static link off, but there's going to be a boat. Konkle just throws everything out onto him, and they still haven't managed to take down a Razor. That Hood of Defiance really helping him out here, and, you know, the Winter Wyvern is going to pay the price for it. Just used way too much to go for the Razor there, and you can see that the Hood of Defiance really paid off for him there. Just way too much magic damage, and, well, he picks up the magic resistance item, and what do you know? Helps him survive. Very smart play there from Razor, knowing exactly what he can tank up in this early game. Yule Scepter will be the next item for Queen of Pain. Interesting. Now, something that we haven't seen a whole lot of from Power of Friendship that we will probably want to see more of in the future is the tower pushes, especially with the Battle Trance available on Troll Warlord. Definitely going to see them putting a little bit more priority on the towers pretty soon. So, the Turk's still at bottom. We've got 2 over at top, and just Konkle trying to get some levels at mid. Does have full levels into X right now. Very strong ability, especially when you put it on a support. You can make sure that you use the X for all of the utility in the world. The Turk puts the Veil of Discord on the Swarter, just making him a little bit more cautious there. Oh no, Gagan, he's got to be careful, as Sark is going to go right for him. Has a haste room, but that's just not quite going to be able to help him get the kill. So smart TP out, Power of Friendship, keep themselves alive there. This net worth lead is not huge for them, but still their Troll Warlord and Queen of Pain are at the top of that list. As the Turk makes his way back to mid, Konkle is ready with the X. That's a huge amount of damage if Naps is not careful. There's a boat, and just a little bit of a Scream of Pain is going to secure the kill for Power of Friendship. Pretty easy one with the Crystal Maiden there. Really trying to get up to a few more levels, maybe a little bit more farm, but it's just not really the time or place. Top tower will probably hang in the balance for Power of Friendship, as they're not really getting anything done elsewhere on the map. Maybe they go to bottom a little bit. But Canton are able to take that tower for nothing, giving the last hit over to Jericho. As the rest of Power of Friendship Be just trying to farm at bottom. Maybe take a tower of their own. But Canton High School, they're not done yet. They're ready to keep going for a tier 2 tower. Bottom tower taking all the damage here. Will end up falling. Will for Zeus still going on to the tier 2 here. Echo Saber, available for him. That's about as far as he's gotten with the farm. Lincoln Sphere is going to be what he wants to go for next, which is an interesting pickup. It's really just meant to try to deal with the Kunko a little bit more. Oh, Gagan, he's in the Vendetta, and that doesn't interrupt him anymore. So they know enough to use the Dust of Appearance, but Batrider had to get on top of him for a lasso in order to interrupt that TP. And with that, Canton will be scoured out going over towards bottom, and so do Power of Friendship. They walk right over Ward. Razor is going to be there, and Nyx Assassin has been found out. He gets the Impale out onto the Razor, but he's just in a really bad spot right now. Yule Scepter is going to possibly help Gagan get away. He is very slow, but he's going to manage to waddle his way out. Of course, he's going for a Blink Dagger as well. Slardar has done a really good job of not dying, and has made the Blink Dagger seem like a little bit less of a dream and more of a reality. Queen of Pain manages to find Will for Zoo, throws out the dagger, and Slark just gonna have that on him. Zaturk maybe trying to chase him a little bit, maybe trying to push in the lane. The rest of his team, most of them are showing up. Smax is still over at top. Might be thinking about a tier 1 tower for himself. What has he gotten now? It's a Yasha for his Sanjin Yasha. And he's going to be ganked here. There's a freezing field as well as the lasso. Smax is going to fall, but can enough get out? Yule Scepter is going to stop the TP scroll. Enough. Trying to make his way out. Here comes the X into a boat, though. That's a very dead Batrider. And Zaturk getting quite low, but he has the magic wand to keep himself alive. And there's also a shrine there. So it's going to be a 1-for-1, but still one that I think favors the Batrider. Over at bottom, Gagan trying to chase down the Swatter, who gets the crush out onto the Nyx Assassin. And here comes Razor. Oh no, Gagan walks right into the trap. And there is more than enough to take him out. He tried to spike Carapace and TP, but just wasn't to be there. And maybe he's got to be a little bit careful about his target selection. Really, the only person that he can slow down at this point is most likely the Crystal Maiden, unless he has somebody else with him, which he definitely did not at that point. Taking a look at our net worth again, we've got Zaturk up to 9,000. He's going to be going for a Lincoln Sphere as well, while Slark is making his way there at about 7,000 net worth. Razor's done a really good job of farming this match. He's going to be making his way towards the Sanjin Yasha after already having his Dragon Lance. And interesting choice by Zaturk. He wants to continue to make sure that he's at the top of the net worth, so he goes for the extra gold trait. And instead of cooldown reduction, would make him a little bit more survivable and put some more damage out in these fights. But I guess when you don't have the best mana pool, you may as well put the money into getting some more. Jericho will get initiated on here. Is that the smartest thing, though? PMA do with a nice blink into double crush, and they're looking to take down the Queen of Pain first. Very smart. Yule Scepter could keep her alive, and yep, also the Winner's Curse. Excellent. They're going to turn around, and they manage to get the kill. Zaturk gets to 9 kills early in this game. Start continuing to try to chase down Winter Wyvern, who does not have the Cold Embrace, and will end up going down with that Dark Tide. And yep, finally that godlike streak is over. PMA Dota will get X'd back. Smax has to try to walk away from this one because Canton High School are looking very healthy right now. Queen of Pain got out of that situation and threw in the Sonic Wave just because it was right on top of his team. But the thing is, way back when Winter Wyvern was in nearly every game, they nerfed him to so that you couldn't damage people who were in the Winter's Curse, because that was just kind of dumb. Like, you would Winter's Curse them and then throw out a combo. It was basically a really, really good black hole. Even better. So they changed that so you can't damage people during it, which meant that Zaturk had to stay there if you wanted to damage them. So either it was, yeah, we just had a 4-man Winter's Curse and we can do a little bit more damage on top of it with a Sonic Wave, or we just completely get out and use that as a reset. And Power Friendship decided to stay in that fight, or at least Zaturk did turn around for that one, but unfortunately he already used his Blink, so he was kind of stuck in there. That's one of the reasons why Crystal Maiden is such a good hero, because he can, well, she can keep heroes there a little bit longer than they really want to. Probably a good time to look at some graphs if you don't mind. So you've got a 2,000 net worth lead on Canton High School for one of the first times this game, and then XP is in favor of them as well by just a bit more. Saw a beautiful crush at the beginning of that fight as well from Slardar. Really doing well. Okay, over at bottom, Jericho. He's got the static link onto these heroes, and the lasso is going to keep Conkle there. Yeah, Zaturk got a lot of damage stolen from him. 63, man. That really can add up. Canton High School showing you why they are the highest MMR average team in the league, coming back with plays like that. Mid tower denied by Canton. They'll be taking the bottom tower for themselves. And really coming in back into this match. And I think this is on top of Jericho's ability to stay in this game. Sometimes you'll see a Razor get behind, but he's done a really good job of making sure that his farm stays up there. He's just behind Zaturk, who had a fantastic early game, 9-2-3 to start. So remember that Zaturk also got first blooded, but Razor's done a really good job of keeping up with him and just making sure that he's been able to farm this match. I think if we looked at the last hits, I can't actually see them on this anymore. But if we did look at the last hits, you'd probably see that the Razor is really far up there. Yeah, just behind the Queen of Pain. Oh, I can look at the last hits this way. Why am I so dumb? Yeah, so he's just behind the Queen of Pain and the Troll Warlord, which is not something you usually see out of a Razor, especially since he got behind in the early game. So he's done a really good job here. I don't even know if they know what that Russian means. So right now Zaturk still making his way towards the Lincoln Sphere. Should definitely be pretty useful against Batrider. At least he picks up something like a Force Staff, which he's not going to be doing right now. Gagan in some trouble. There's the Blink, there's the Crush, the Lasso should be there, and the Leash into an easy kill for Canton. Those TPs are going to complete to try to save the top lane, but they're not really interested in going any further onto that lane right now. Meanwhile, at mid, Zaturk, he is going to be trying to defend it as much as possible from the Razor. He gets a dagger thrown at him, but Razor's perfectly okay with that one, especially with how tanky he is against Magic right now. Zaturk gets away from that one, and he will continue to farm up towards the Lincolns. What else do Power Friendship have in the works? It's going to be the Black King Bar for Troll. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, look at all those words. That's not a question, though. The question you have to ask yourself is, with all these items that Power Friendship are building up, is it going to be enough to get them back into these fights? ODB, he's probably going to end up falling here. Uses the Winter's Curse out onto the Slark only. Freezing Field winner from Crystal Maiden, but just as Nyx Assassin walks underneath it with the Spike Carapace, they are able to play against that. Smax gets away from Wilfrezu. He's left alone on the backside of this one. Zaturk, he will end up falling. That Lightning Storm from Razor, just a little bit too much to try to contend with there. The Slark is not dead. Wasn't taken out at all. And he's still doing things over towards the top end of the fight against some two supports. Meanwhile, back in mid, Smax is going to get lassoed, and he's going to fall as well. I think that was the second time that lasso was used in such a short time. And Canton High School get a 3-for-1, and they might not even be done. Wilfrezu goes back into the trees as Conkle and ODB are forced to go and hide underneath their own tower. That Cold Embrace is not going to be enough for the Winter Wyvern to stay alive as Canton find another one. Wilfrezu pairing up with ODB there to find the kill. And a great fight and the tier 2 tower for Canton High School. They're going to walk right into Roshan. Like this aggressive play from them. As soon as they have the ability to, they go for Roshan. They had so many of those Power Friendship heroes off the map, And with Slark hanging out at above, well, a lot of Essence Shift stacks, they can do a lot of damage, as well as PMA Dota's Corrosive Haze. So they'll get this Roshan right down. They'll leave the Aegis in the pit. Somebody should probably pick that up. Yep, Slark is going to get it now. And he's got his Lincoln Sphere being delivered to him as well. So, I mean, just talking about how Power Friendship need to get some kind of utility out of their items. But right now, it's Canton High School in the driver's seat. They should be getting a huge amount from their items. Remember that this is a best of 3. So whichever team wins this one will not be home free. They'll have to win at least another one in the series. And the team that loses, of course, will not be out. Both teams will try to win the second game. Imagine that. But we've still got a lot of Dota to play here. I might just take a little bit of drink of water, because we've got so much Dota going on. Ah, refreshing. So Turk still making his way around the jungle. Has still managed to be at the top of the net worth, but the Razor, imagine that the Razor is still keeping up there. Meanwhile, at top, we have another gang squad out on the Gigan. He's just been trying to sit in the top lane, but, you know, one smite Carapace is not going to get him out of the Firefly. And again, he's going to fall to that combo. Double blink, lasso, crush, easy Nyx kill. Even if he can't get the spike Carapace out. The Turk gets the Lincoln Sphere popped by the static link. And he can continue to farm over at bottom, but now at least the Razor knows that that is on there, and he might have to fulfill the duties of popping the Lincolns at least until Batrider is able to pick up a Force Staff, which might take a little bit. Or, you know, anybody else on their team, they could throw a Corrosive Haze out into the Queen of Pain. They can try to Frostbite her. Really, anything works there. And now, Lincoln Sphere, again, popped onto Slark. So it makes it easy for him to survive there. And he's going to be going for an Eye of Scotty. So both damage and survivability there. Just a lot of balls on the Slark right now. And he might be able to pick that up a couple minutes after that Aegis expires. The Turk gets towards bottom. Blink, crush. Here we go. Lincoln Sphere popped. There's a Corrosive Haze out onto the Queen of Pain. And she has been hit by that Sanjin Yasha proc. But here comes a double damage rune. And, well, with all the information had by Canton High School, they're not going to go any further onto that one. But they can go for a tier 2 tower. And Nuff will be going down towards bottom. Gagan gets into this one. There's the Impale out into the Razor, but he chooses to mana burn him, which might not be the best idea. Winter's Curse on the 4. This could be a great Sonic Wave out on the 3, but it's not going to catch the Batrider. And here comes Wolferzu in the middle of everybody, but he is going to get the Aegis popped. Love how he just had Reckless Abandon going for that one. Nyx Assassin buys back. This has to be where Power Friendship holds, but I don't know if they can against this Slark, who still has his ultimate available. Here comes the Shark, but the Shark doesn't manage to pick up anything as Wolferzu tries to get out. It's the damage there. Torn is going to stop that TP, and Wolferzu actually going to be taken down here. That's a kill streak down, and Power Friendship with that buyback do manage to come back a little bit, saving their tier 2 tower, but is it going to be enough? It's a good fight for them, even with that buyback. They only take down the Slark, but you know, for a Nyx Assassin buyback, things could have gone much worse for them. I was a little bit surprised that Canton High School didn't decide to try to back up their Slark a little bit more. He'd go a bit too deep, deeper than I thought he would if his team weren't going to back him up. But Power Friendship do get a little bit more wind in their sails after that fight. And they're going to start pushing in through bottom. Really no new items for Zaturk after that Lincoln Sphere, but there is the Sanjin Yasha on Troll, making his way towards the Black King bar. And we do see a couple more of the Blink Daggers up. Nyx Assassin decided to go for the Hand of Midas instead of the Blink first. Oh, Swire's going to be careful because Vendetta and Nyx Assassin is here. PMA Dota just backs up from it. Turk goes back towards the shrine. Looks like they really want to try to take a fight here. Nap's in a really bad spot, and he's going to get the Veil of Discord on him, and that should be a kill. Queen of Pain will start taking some damage from the Lightning Storm, and Does manage to blink out. PMA Dota not following up on it, and Conkle is here with the Glimmer Cape. Oh, but PMA Dota ready with the Corrosive Haze and the Crush. Enough throws him back with the Flame Break, and that's just going to be the kill that Power Friendship gave up for the Crystal Maiden. So, you know, a fairly even fight there. A little bit in favor of Power Friendship, but not by much. Roshan will be back. Well, maybe back. I love that. Maybe back in 240. Even the game doesn't know when he's going to be back. Smax is getting much closer to his Black King bar. You know, you take a couple of good fights and, you know, all of a sudden those items that you really do need as a team instead of the Sanjin Yash and the Lincolns, you're able to get that next tier of items, which help you a little bit more in the fight. But Canton High School is still very dangerous here. And Jericho has also picked up an Aghanim Scepter, which is going to make that Lightning Storm, the Eye of the Storm as they call it, even more effective, striking much faster. Haste Rune available. Enough could pick that one up. He's got his Black King bar, full duration on that one. And there's a Blink Dagger on Crystal Maiden as well. It's so interesting seeing how these teams synergize and work around each other. Canton High School, though, they're still in the driver's seat. Ready to go onto the Tier 2 tower here. PMA Dota will be leading the charge. You know that he's going to be looking for the Blink Crush. Has the Solar Crest as well. And I guess he's looking for a Lotus Orb at some point. Zaturk, oh, he can't be that far up. Definitely can't be there. He does have the Lincoln Sphere, but that might not help him against this Canton High School onslaught. And they'll be able to take down the last remaining outer tower. Gagan will move forward with the Vendetta. Is there any kind of vision? Yeah, Nas places down the Sentry Ward. But it might allow Gagan to get in there. He's being very cautious right now. Doesn't want to walk into a trap. I guess it's a good time to look at the vision, which honestly Power Friendship don't have a whole lot of. I mean, they have no wards on the map. Meanwhile, Canton High School have one. Enough, ready to go for the high ground. Smax is there. I think they do know that the Bat Rider is there, but they only saw the Sticky Napalm go down. And, oh, Enough has the Invis rune now, so things are so difficult for them. The smoke breaks, but they have no idea where the Bat Rider is. And Bat Rider starts to chase them. They have no idea about this. They do back up in time, but you can see how afraid Power Friendship are to get hit by this gang squad once again. They really don't want to get caught out by these pairs, especially the Swart or Bat Rider. What has Swart gotten up to? He's getting closer to... Well, actually could buy the Eye of Scotty right now, if he wanted to. Nearly up to a Lotus Orb on the Queen of Pain. So we see them building up a couple of these to try to deal with the Corrosive Haze, I believe. So we're starting to see them itemize against Canton. Or at least itemize a little bit more. Roshan will be back in a little bit less than a minute. So not the worst respawn in the world. If we take a look at that timer, yeah, it's just under a minute. Wolferzu, he is ready to go on the top, but they know exactly where that Gigan is. He's underneath the Sentry Ward. He uses the Spike Carapace to try to get out, but Wolferzu is going to be right there. Impale hits on the 3, but they can't save him. There's the Cold Embrace, but the damage is definitely there. Winter's Curse gets used, but it's just a waste at this point, and ODB has to get out, but he might be the next casualty on the side of Power of Friendship. They're using the Solar Crest. They're using the Corrosive Haze. They know exactly where the Winter Wyvern is, but here comes the Turk. He might be the one in return. Yule Scepter gets used. Here comes the Shark, and his is going to try to take a big bite out of Canton High School, but Queen of Pain will be pulled right back in through that cold embrace. The damage isn't really coming there, but there is such a huge amount of stunnage coming through, and Razor is going to continue to chase down the Turk. The Shriner's been popped. Can he stay alive? He's going to try to turn with the Sonic Wave, and he does not manage to kill anybody. Buyback immediately as Conkel is being chased down by Wilfredo, who is going to TP out. He's just completely out of this one. As soon as the Turk buys back, Jericho's going to fall. PMA Dota inside the base. He can't turn around. Well, what the heck? What the heck? That minus armor. Generally, you think that Kunkka is supposed to be a very tanky hero, but in that case, he just got bashed to hell by the Slardar. Man, that's just so unlucky. Power Friendship still gets some gold after that, but they're starting to have to invest a lot into these fights. I mean, a buyback on the Turk, generally not what you want to see. At least he does manage to pick up the Lotus Orb before that, but Canton High School looking really good here, and Roshan has respawned, so whichever team controls the next couple of minutes could find themselves with an Aegis and a Cheese, since it goes on with the second one now, which I haven't really even felt the effects of that change myself, but that's because I haven't been playing too much Dota. Hastrun picked up for enough now. He's looking for some scouting with the sticky napalm, and ODB could get caught out. There's the blink forward. There's the lasso. I don't see a Wyvern being able to survive here, or can he? Cold Embrace, but you know, eventually the Crystal Maiden will be able to find the kill with that Frozen Nova. And yep, a couple heroes being killed off here by the Shrine. At least the Turk gets back, but these are kills that Power Friendship really can't afford to give up, especially when Roshan is available. Wilfredo goes right into the pit, and yep, a 2,200 gold lead the way of Canton High School after that fight, and Aegis and Cheese. Order up for Canton. They managed to take a big bite out of Power Friendship and get a Roshan for themselves as well. Both the Aegis and the Cheese going to Slark, which is actually really good on him, since it's, I mean, even if you don't get the Shadow Dance off the first time, you'll respawn with the Aegis, and then when you can't get the Shadow Dance off, you'll be able to eat the cheese and make sure you get all that back. PMA Dota a little bit late with the crush, but with the Eye of the Storm going out onto the tower, it's very difficult for Power Friendship to try to defend this here. Now the creep wave does spawn. There's a lasso out onto Conkel, pulling him right back in. Gagan trying to make things difficult. Okay, Impale hits out on the 3, but it's in the middle of the Winter's Curse. But there's the boat. Conkel manages to get it out there, and enough. We'll try to chase down Conkel. Has vision of him with the Corrosive Haze, but can Power Friendships do enough here? They're working against the Aegis. They're working against the Cheese. Gagan is going to be cold embraced up. He could actually survive through this one. Wilfredo is looking for anybody that he can try to kill here. The Turk manages to blink out, though. Gagan gets another bit of the sorry, I'm just lost right now. He gets the spike carapace once again, and Canton get out without really losing too much. They lose a Crystal Maiden, but they break the base. They don't take any racks, but they can get the shrines now. And there's also a regen rune for Razor, so they might. Do they have any smokes? I don't see any smokes right now. No, no smokes for Canton. I was thinking they maybe could have faked back there. Actually put more pressure on the Power Friendship, who admittedly they're not really wasting too much. Oh no, there's vision here on Gagan. There's so much vision there. He uses a spike carapace to try to get away once again. There's some damage onto the Razor, but is that really who you want to try to focus down? Gagan gets another cold embrace to try to save himself from the Slark. Slardar has been pulled around, and PMA Dota is going to be the only one to fall here. Wow, Power Friendship. You know, every single time that you want to count them out of this match, well, there haven't been that many times, but they seem to be hanging by a thread, and that thread just keeps on hanging on, even though they've lost a tier 3 tower. They're still, you know, alive and kicking in this match. And both teams really have the ability to come back and show a lot in this match. I mean, especially when you look at the combo for Power Friendship. Now, Nyx Assassin, he's got to know that he needs to be really careful next time around. With a gem on Bat Rider, you can't just go walking in like that. It seemed like he didn't even know about the gem, even though I'm pretty sure the Batrider had it in the fight before. Conka will get a little bit more tanky here. And, oh, Crystal Maiden double blink. And the Frostbite will keep Winter Wyvern there. There's a TP into the shrine, a couple of TPs into the shrine. Does Power Friendship really want to be here? Torrent gets put out onto the Slarky Malarkey. And Enough can't really find the lasso that he wants. Close play there. I keep hitting my pop filter. Oh well. Thieves' Guard is next item for Queen of Pain. And we'll see a Heaven's Halberd soon on Conkle. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, they are smoked up. Enough has the Force Staff and the Roots of Travel. BKB soon for the Razor and Slark. He's finished up the Scotty and wants to go for an Orchid next. Now he's not really with the rest of his team. He's showing on the map, which might be giving Power of Friendship a false sense of security. We'll see if Enough manages to catch up to them. And he's got the Firefly here. He's going to get the lasso out onto the Winter Wyvern, and that's a very dead dragon thing. Yeah, as much as Power of Friendship wanted to do, if you can get the lasso out onto the target, that's going to be causing you the most problems with killing a target. With the Cold Embrace, Winter's Curse, etc. Definitely good to get that out. And for another 50 seconds, Power of Friendship might be a little bit lost on what to do in their own base here. PMA Dota slithering around. Still, the Rex are up in mid. Wilferzu starts to push in here. And Nas breaks the Lincolns on Zaturk. They do not have a lasso for another 5 seconds. Zaturk tries to keep them out with the Shiva's Guard. Since he bought that, he does not have buyback right now. Probably worth looking at that. So we've got buyback on only the Troll Warlord on the Power Friendship side. They haven't really been stingy with that at all this game. So many Lotus Orbs. Here we go. The Whirling Axe is going to go through. There's the lasso back on the Smacks, and the damage from Sonic Wave isn't really that much at all. The Shark comes through. There's the buyback we knew was going to be there from Smacks, as Canton High School, again, going to be very cautious trying to get back out of the base. ODB, he's going to stop the TP of the Slark with the Winter's Curse. They're going to keep him there as the Turk is going to get in here, slows down the attack speed of all of them. Wilferzu, he's caught in the trees, and he manages to get Force-Staffed out, luckily, by the Batrider, but he drops the gem on the ground. And now PMA Dota, he's trying to get out, but I don't really think he's going to be able to. The Scream of Pain, oh, blink away by PMA Dota. Can he actually get out? That vision for Power Friendship is not going to be there. Oh, the TP! Can he do it? Oh, yeah, just before that Impale comes through. What a boy. What a boy, that Slardar. Great play from PMA Dota. But again, it is a melee Rex this time, but Power of Friendship only lose one building with that Canton push. Now eventually that's going to end the game, but this game's still very close between each team, and Canton High School, you have to admit that they are being very Chinese Dota-like here. They are making sure that they have all their ducks in a row before they go for that game-ending push, and they are, letting Power of Friendship kind of slit their own throats here. That's kind of graphic, but they're just letting them use those buybacks over time, which is doing some real economic damage. So every single time Canton High School, they get what they want, and then they get right back out, and they're not losing anything, which is a really huge thing to say about them. Gagan, ready to interrupt somebody here on the mid lane. Remember that oh no, you can't start off like that. No way, dude. Wilferzu on the backside of this one. Nice blink away by Gagan, but Kunk was really far out here. Looks like the Nyx Assassin debated his own team. The boat's going to come through. It's going to stop Slark and strikes. Is he going to end up falling? He does! And now the Winter's Curse goes out onto Crystal Maiden, who is going to be just stuck there for a little bit as PMA Dota gets around with the Black King bar. Naps is probably going to end up falling here. The X will bring him back. Now Enough on the backside. Is he going to be able to play Enough against Smacks? Max is running around with some damage. Enough blinks forward. Still has a BKB going. There's 1, 2. When are those napalm stacks coming through? Zaturk is going to get into the fight, but the Cold Embrace is going to keep Troll World alive for now. 3 members of Canton High School trying to get out. Kunkel's quite low. The X is still out onto Razor as Kunkel TP's out. Jericho wasn't able to hit him with that evasion from the Heaven's Halberd. And Zaturk doesn't really seem too confident in his ability right now. Invis Room will get him out as he just blinks out anyway. Very close fight between the two teams. And that wasn't really too favorable for Canton. I mean, you would kind of expect them to be taking better fights at this point. Their Slark dying so early was probably one of the reasons why they couldn't really do well there. He died with his ultimate as well, so he didn't even get that out. And I don't even see an Orchid yet on Power of Friendship. So he just didn't get it off. I could go back to the net worth. I have Scotty still being purchased for Troll Warward here. As a Slark, he's made his way to the Orchid Malevolence. We'll be getting the Bloodthorn soon as well. I really like the playstyle of both teams here. As Konko is on the low ground, as Wolferzoo takes the high. Doesn't actually end up seeing Konko here. He's just out of vision. Now he walks into it, and the blink goes for Queen of Pain. That would have been the better one for them to get. Gigan gets the Impale, and then the Vendetta. Blocking bar by enough. He's going to pull Nyx Assassin back into a really bad place, but there is the Winter's Curse, making it really difficult for the Batrider to do anything. Gigan kept there with the Cold Embrace though, and Wolferzoo, he's still going on to Zaturk. He's trying to go mono and mono right now. Gigan is going to be the first one to fall. Zaturk has to get out. He keeps throwing those daggers at the Razor, which might not be the best thing. HSL on those smacks, forcing him to use the BKB to get out, but here comes PMA Dota on the backside. Zaturk has to get out. He gets back into his base with the Corrosive Haze still on him, and will pop the Shrine to heal up. Canton High School ready for a push on the top lane. See if they can get another tier 3 tower. Oh, nice blink away from PMA Dota, who just did not get the crush off there. Buyback by Gigan. He gets the Impale right away, but the H is going to keep him in place for a couple more seconds. The Turk right up to the high ground does not have the... Oh man, the dagger's going to go back the other way. Look at them. They're just so very slow, chasing after each other. There's not going to be a crush onto him. It just misses the Queen of Pain as she Yule Scepters herself up. Jericho in the middle of everything with the BKB, but here comes the boat out of Wolferzoo. That shark eats him right up. Can Wolferzoo get out? They need to have vision of him, but it looks like they don't. He's in the Shadow Dance as well. And oh, Zaturk in the middle of 3 heroes. Can he actually stay alive? He seems to be healing up a little bit here, but he blinks out. Corrosive is still on him. He's still dying. And he will end up falling there. Winter Wyvern is going to die as well. Looks like Canton High School getting so many kills here. Look at that, 110 seconds on the sidelines. Zaturk is going to have to buy back if he wants to do anything this match. And Canton High School win a beautiful team fight. And it's going to force a lot of buybacks out of Power Friendship. This has to be the last ditch effort for them here. Tier 3 tower in trouble. Canton look like they have enough health to survive this one, but they might just back up again. Oh no. They're allowing Power Friendship to just keep using those buybacks, but the Eye of the Storm has ended now for Jericho, but he still wants to go for that tier 3 tower. PMA Dota with the crush on the Queen of Pain. There's a Hurricane Pike onto her as well, allowing the Razor to get out of range of the Winter's Curse. And now Lasso back out onto the Batrider. He's lassoed himself as well, but now the Queen of Pain is dead. That might actually be GG, and they call it. Canton High School will take game number 1 of this best of 3 upper bracket final. What a game from both teams, but in the end, Canton High School, the highest average MMR team in the HSL, will take it. Luckily though, we do have more Dota to play here. What an exciting match. I cannot wait to see what these teams bring us in game number 2. Honestly, it went both ways, every which way, up, down, sideways, and you couldn't even imagine where else it went. But here we go for another wild ride here in Dota 2. HSL upper bracket finals. We're going to have game number 2 coming for you guys in just a bit. Stay classy.